Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a sweet 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. There's switches all over the inside. So now we're going to activate crawl control. Check out that 1/4-inch thick TRD Skidplate. It is solid. A TRD front grille. And I can feel things happening underneath, you know, there's just things moving around. Rear differential, 4-wheel drive. We're gonna go inside, outside, underneath, and we're gonna also look at all of the interior features, and I'm gonna teach you how to use all the things on the inside of the truck as well. Thanks so much for watching, and now let's take a look at a 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. And before we get started, I would like to thank Midstate Toyota in Asheboro, North Carolina, for the opportunity to film this vehicle. You can check out their information, including new car inventory, used car inventory, and just about anything else you could want to know by checking out their website, and I'll put that in the description below. This has a 3.5 liter V6 with dual variable valve timing with intelligence. It has a TRD performance exhaust. It also has a 6-speed automatic transmission with 4-wheel drive demand, and that's part-time 4-wheel drive with a 2-speed electronically controlled transfer case. Now it also has a locking rear differential with multi-terrain select. You have lock on the top, unlock below that, and your panic alarm at the bottom. You do have a button on the side that says push, and you push that and a key comes out. This key will never be used to start the truck. That's only used in the event that the battery in the key fob dies, at which point you'll pull that out, put the key in the end here, twist it, and that pops right open, revealing a watch battery. You replace it, pop it back in, bingo bango, you're done. Hit it once, all the doors lock. Hit unlock once, it unlocks the driver's door. Hit unlock twice, it unlocks all 4 doors. That is your panic alarm. You hit that, hold it for about a second, the alarm goes off. You can hit lock or unlock to deactivate it. You also have these little dimples right there on either side of the lock icon. You see those? That lets you know in your pocket which button is which. So when you feel that, you know that's lock. Let's see if we can, ouch, ow, golly, that pavement right there is hardcore. Good. The TRD tuned high-performance Fox 2.5 internal bypass shocks with hydraulic bump zone and position-sensitive damping are designed to give you the ultimate in performance and control. They feature aluminum housings, hardened, oversized shock shafts, and remote reservoirs in the rear. Those are designed to give you more ground clearance, more vertical travel, and maximum damping and fade-free performance. It helps actually really smooth out the rough stuff that you're going to be facing on the trails and off-road. The tires and wheels are 16-inch TRD Pro Black alloy wheels with P265/70R16 all-terrain Goodyear Wrangler Kevlar reinforced tires. They increase the size, the rigidity, and as far as the performance of the shocks as well. You can see there's some pretty heavy-duty equipment under there. The track on the front and the rear has been extended by 1 inch. It's got a 2-inch lift, which gives it 1 inch more travel. The size of the front stabilizer bar has been increased as well to help with steering. There's your battery on the far right. You have your positive terminal, which is red, negative terminal to the right, your relay and fuse box. Down there on the far end against the firewall, it's going to be your brake fluid. engine oil fill, and it does take 0 W20 oil, fully synthetic, so you change the oil every 10,000 miles. You're going to want to rotate those tires every 5,000 miles. Washer fluid and power steering fluid all down there together, and then there's your coolant tank. Let's start her up. This Tacoma TRD Pro sports a 3.5-liter V6 dual overhead cam 24-valve direct injection Atkinson cycle engine with VVTi-W, and that's variable valve timing intelligent wide on the intake, and VVTi, and that's variable valve timing with intelligence on the exhaust. It has 278 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 265 pound-foot of torque at 4,600 RPM. You see that little cover right there? That's actually pretty cool because it pops right off. This is going to be for sound dampening. And so you're just going to plug those holes right there and this clip on the very end right back in to the top of the engine. That's it. Now back here you've got your locking rear differential, and it also has a feature called crawl control. And crawl control is going to put power to each wheel individually as it senses slippage. Basically what you're going to do is engage crawl control inside the cabin, and then you're going to steer, and the truck is going to power the wheels and brakes using automatic or anti-lock brakes and several systems to basically get you out of a real nasty situation. You can even be in sand up to the axles. The list of standard equipment on the TRD Pro is actually really impressive. It's got that TRD front grille with the black hood and the black hood scoop, and that black hood scoop has got like this matte finish on it. Also, one of the things about that black hood scoop is that it's actually closed. It is not open, and it does not route air into the engine. One of the reasons for that, the Toyota engineers determined that the best way to cool the engine is to get airflow directly through the front. And so whenever you're directing air only through the front, if you were to put air through the hood scoop as well, then that is going to cause turbulence. So you've got air coming through here and here, and it's actually going to prevent the air from going clean through the engine and out and down. So to increase the airflow that way into the engine for maximum cooling, they close the hood scoop. One of the main reasons for that as well is because Toyota sells trucks all over the world and in a lot of places where it's really hot. And so that's the reason for that closed hood scoop. TRD tuned Fox 2.5 internal bypass shocks, and those shocks are pretty neat. Toyota went from Bilstein to Fox on those shocks. You've got your Rigid Industries LED fog lights, and those fog lights, something that you'll notice about them, they're actually really small, but they pack a punch. When you see these at night on, they're actually pretty daggone powerful for as small as they are. The TRD Skidplate, that thing is a 1/4 inch thick, and that is going to make it so that you don't bump up your underbits and you don't damage your stuff. Look at that thing. I mean, that thing is like substantial. It is solid. It's as a 1/4 inch thick skid plate. Pretty impressive. There's your Fox shocks from underneath. Let's take a look at some of the safety and convenience features. One of the safety and convenience features is going to be this rear backup camera, and that's going to work every time you put the vehicle in reverse. And not only does it have the rear backup camera, but it also has rear parking sonar, and those are the sensors that are going to beep when you get too close to something. And also in that backup camera, you've got a grid, and it's a color grid that will show you how close you are to something. You also have blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert. Blind spot monitor is going to be located right there, and there's a little icon that you can see. You see that icon right there? That icon is what's going to light up when somebody is in your blind spot. And it also has rear cross traffic alert, so that whenever you're backing up, there is more priority given to the outer sensors right there on the left and the right outer bumper sensors. And that is what is going to warn you in the event that somebody is coming from the left or the right that you can't see. And it will flash the lights, blind spot monitor lights, and it will also beep. There will be an audible warning signal to let you know that somebody is from behind you on the left or the right that you can't see, so you can stop and let them pass. Another thing that it has is a Toyota safety system called the Star safety system. And the Star safety system uses several safety features, mostly electronic in nature, that will allow the vehicle to be proactive in an adverse situation rather than reactive. And that Star safety system, some of those features include anti-lock brakes, vehicle stability control, traction control, brake assist, electronic brake force distribution, and it seems like there's 5 or 6, but that's what that does, and it's an incredible system. And finally, you have a total of 8 airbags. You have airbags all over the place. There's one there in the steering wheel, one in the dash. You also have a driver's side knee airbag, a passenger side knee airbag, airbags there. You also have airbags on the outer portion of each front seat, and you have side curtain airbags there in the back as well. You've got a 5-foot composite bed, and in that bed you've got a 120 volt power outlet, and that is just the coolest thing ever. Check this out. There's a big old power outlet right here. To avoid electrical shock, be sure to read the owner's manual. So there's your power outlet. Plus you've got a little bit of storage here. And then you've got the same type of storage right over here. You can see a tie down there in the corner. And then another one in that corner down there. And then the tie downs that you have in this part of the bed are here mounted on the floor. And you also have that deck rail system, and that system allows you to put big old cleats. You would actually pop the end of that off, and then you would put those cleats in there, slide them in, and it makes it really customizable from the perspective of where you need those tie downs, so you can actually kind of put them anywhere you need to along the sides. It's got the locking tailgate, and you can just drop it and it comes down nice and slow for you. This also is a power window. We'll take a look at that from the inside, but there's a switch inside. You can just hit that power window. It has a Class 4 tow hitch receiver, and that includes an automatic transmission cooler, engine oil cooler, power steering cooler, a 130 amp alternator, a 4 and 7 pin connector with converter, and also trailer sway control. Now this is on the V6 only, but of course this TRD Pro has a V6 standard anyways. You can see here there's your park assist, and that's your sensors that are going to beep if you get too close to something. That's just a good looking truck. All right, let's take a look at the back seat. This is a 3-person rear seat. You've got 3 seat belts, and the seating surfaces are really, really interesting. This actually feels like a combination of some type of almost like a rubber composite material combined with a leather material, and it's like stiff, but yet there are multiple panels in the seat so that the rigidity of it is still there. However, the comfort level is still there too, because the seat is going to kind of, you're going to almost mold to the seat. And it's really hard to describe, because when you don't really equate rigid with comfortable. but I can say I sat in the seat, and it's believe it or not, it's actually comfortable. You've got your contrast red stitching there in the leather portion. That looks so good. And ultimately, I think what it comes down to is the comfort and durability of the seating surfaces overall, as far as, you know, long time wear. Now I want to take the seat and pull this tab up, leave that in place. I want to take this headrest and pull it up, push that little thing tab in, push that tab in, and that will lift up, and that will allow me to pull that up and fold it down. Pull this tab, and then the seat. It's much easier to do it with two hands, but I've got one right now. And then that will fold into that position to give you more storage. And you have child safety seat anchor points right there. That's the part of the latch safety system. So that button being there lets you know that you can put your finger directly below that, and there is a point right there at which you can latch it's right there, child safety seat. And there's one on each side of each outboard seat, so you can put two child safety seats back here. Then you've got your power window switches, door handle there, a couple of water bottle holders. You've got your steps there that have the holes in them for better grip. Here's your fuel tank. It's on the left side. And then whenever you fill up, you want to make sure you hear it tighten until one click. That's it. I just love this front end. It just looks, this to me does not look like a Tacoma. I know it is, but a Tacoma has always been a small truck that, you know, was the if you wanted a real truck, you got a Tundra. That is no longer the case. This thing is so capable. The bed is nice and big. It will seat 5 comfortably. Not only will it really go anywhere basically, but it's got all kinds of comfort features and electronic features and safety features and all that. So it's not just a little truck or whatever anymore. It is super capable. All right, let's hop inside. In order to get into the truck, all I need to do is have this on my person. It's in my pocket right now, and I can just walk up to the truck and open the door. The door is locked right now, and when I approach it, there it is. It unlocked just now. And then to lock the doors, there are 2 lines there that are on the front of the door handle. I just touch it, and that locks the doors for me. Really easy. Also, another thing, notice that those lines, you see the lines right there on the handle, they're on the underside as well. So if you prefer, you can just kind of pinch it like that, or you can just hit the lower one. So you don't have to hit the top one. You can tap the lower one and it'll lock the doors as well. Also, these LED lights light up whenever you lock and unlock the doors. You have your controls here for your power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. Lock and unlock, that's to lock the windows. And then all 4, or the 2 front windows are full automatic. And then there's your power for the 2 back windows. This is basically everything that has to do with the rear of the truck or in the bed. That one on the far left is your bed light. That one in the middle, you just tap that to cut on the power access to the outlet in the truck in the bed. Push up and down, and that will open the rear window, or the window to the bed. Controls for your seats here, and this is going to be for lumbar. So you can see, you just roll that to increase and then turn it to decrease, and then you can pull that forward, and that's going to control the seat. To start it, all you do is hop in with the key fob on your person, foot on the brake, and tap it. You do not have to hold this in, you can just tap. In the cabin, I was driving this a little bit today, and the cabin just feels so solid. you know, when you're going into a parking lot, pulling over a speed bump, over whatever, it just feels rock solid. And that's going to be important for people who are interested in this truck, because you're more likely going to be driving it over nasty things, big terrain, stuck in places, not stuck in places. I take that back. You're probably not going to get very stuck in many places because of that little button right there. But anyways, it feels really just nice and solid. So what I'm going to do to activate crawl control is, my foot's on the brake right now, it's running, and I'm in park. I'm going to shift to 4 high, then I'm going to take this and put it in neutral. Push in and go to 4 low. We are in 4 low, and I can see all kinds of icons here: track off, traction controls off, locking center or rear differential, and 4 low. At that point, I am ready to use MTS, multi-terrain select, or crawl control. Shift to drive. I'm going to press crawl, and then I'll see an icon pop up on the dash that says crawl control. And right now I am in the lowest setting because the dial up top is turned to the lowest setting. So you see that? So I'm going to turn this. It's going to increase the speed of crawl control. See that? And then to use multi-terrain select, I cannot use those at the same time. So I'm going to have to press crawl control again to cut it off. And that just said on the dash, crawl control has been deactivated. Now I can hit MTS, and again I'm going to be using this dial, and right now it's on mogul, and so that's if you have uneven surfaces on the left or right. And then there's loose rock, mud and sand, rock and dirt, and rock. And I can feel things happening underneath. You know, there's just things moving around as I am turning those right now. So that is MTS, multi-terrain select, and crawl control, and how to use it. Now I'm going to press MTS again, and that just cut that off. Along the middle right here, you've got all kinds of controls, and you can see that there's a nice flat panel right there, and that's going to control your nav system, your radio, apps, all kinds of settings, Bluetooth, all that. And one of the things that I love about that panel is the fact that it is completely flat, and there are actually no buttons there. The only thing that you have there is that CD slot, and then the tuner and the volume for the stereo. Other than that, there are no buttons. And the reason I like that is because you're going to be more likely in this truck to be dirty, to have gloves on, more likely to have mess, and that decreases the likelihood of getting nasty, muddy junk down into your buttons. You don't want junk in your buttons. Just trust me, okay? This is a picture of the nav system in the Toyota Tacoma. And this is a picture of the nav system in a 2017 Toyota Camry. And the reason I'm showing you these pictures is because for this next portion of the video, we're going to look at the nav system from a 2017 Toyota Camry, but all of the information applies to the Toyota Tacoma. I just wanted you to understand why the layout was going to look a little bit different, all right? So let's take a dive into the nav system in the Toyota Tacoma/Camry. On the left side, you have your power and volume. Right side, tune and scroll. Pressing that cuts the radio on and off. Tuning is here, so I can tune the station, and I can also scroll in the event that I'm on like XM radio. I can scroll through the channels. Audio expands the whole screen to the audio system. I can press FM, and there's my FM audio screen. And now I can see that I have a whole list over here, 1 through 6, and if I kept pressing down, it would go all the way to 36. And I can see here that I have 1 through 6. If I press down, it goes to 7 through 12. If I kept pressing, it would go all the way down to 36. I have 36 presets that I can put into the system. The reason there's so many is because you can combine AM, FM, and XM all on one set if you wish. You can see I have FM here, AM here, and XM here. I can press options, and that allows me to see all kinds of different information about the music. You can see all the different sources that you have. You have AM, FM, audio, XM. I have auxiliary, CD, and USB that are grayed out because I don't have any of those in the car right now. I can press reorder in the event that I listen to one a lot more than the other. So I can go XM, I can select it, and I can move it and put it, let's say if I listen to satellite radio all the time, I can arrange it to go to number 1, and now it's right there. And that's audio. I can press apps, and it's going to give me a little notification. You need a compatible phone with Bluetooth and the Intune application on your phone. Intune is an app that you download on your phone, and it allows the phone to connect with the vehicle and use certain applications in the car. There's my navigation system, and I can see the screen there. The green lines on the nav system represent XM nav traffic, and that gives me a real-time traffic indication as to a color-coded way of knowing the traffic condition. I can zoom out and I can see even further out what the traffic is like in the area. You can see a little bitty portion right down there, and that's yellow. You see on Highway 64? And that yellow portion that right there indicates that the traffic in that area is congested right now. And I can see right there, you see that little bitty portion of red? That is gridlock, and that is basically traffic is at a standstill right there. Again, a color-coded way of knowing the real-time traffic condition. If I want to get back to the screen where I was just to see where the car is located, I can press this button, and that is right where I'm sitting right now, and then I can use these plus and minus to zoom back in. And I can press options, and that will allow me to see map mode, information, and data. Map mode is dual map, compass, or map only. And if I wanted to go somewhere, enter an address into the nav system, I can press destination. That allows me to select a destination according to address, point of interest, previous, address book, emergency, and then these on the last page. I've got 5 quick access, or actually 6 quick access buttons here. 1 is home, and then 1 through 5. And so that 1 through 5, those places I'm going to frequent most often. I can change the map orientation here. 1 is north up, 1 is heading up, and then 1 is 3D. I like that version. I can press home, and that's my home screen. I can customize this home screen to the way I want it to work. I can press the little gear icon, home screen, 3 panel. So now it's telling me, it's showing me audio, phone, and navigation. Navigation and audio is fine, but to me, I like to have the clock. And so I'm going to press OK, and boom, there it is. Now these are also touchable, so I can select one part of the screen and it'll expand it to that. Then I can press home to go back, and look at there. Pretty nifty. That's probably your home screen's probably where you're going to be most often. And then over here on the right side I have seek and track, and that's going to be for presets, or it's going to be for CD, XM radio, things like that. So you have your shifter here, and that actually fits really, really well inside your hand, especially if you've got gloves on or whatever. It's big, beefy. You've got your TRD Pro badging there on the back side of it, and it's actually leather wrapped. It's pretty cool feeling. You've got that leatherette portion here. 2 cup holders, storage. Actually, that's a cup holder and storage, and you've got 2 cup holders here. And then your buttons down here, that's BSM, is blind spot monitor. So when you press that, you can see the icon light up in your mirror there. It's electronically controlled transmission, that's power mode. So when you press that, it will change the shift points to allow you to have more torque on takeoff. P is park assist, that's the sensors in the bumpers that beep if you get too close to something, that cuts that on. You've got a USB and a auxiliary power, and then that is the Qi charging station. So when you press that, if your phone is compatible, you can put it down there in the little storage area and it will charge it wirelessly without having to plug it in. You've got your climate controls there, and you can see the 3 big dials. Left is driver's side temperature, far right is passenger temperature, middle is mode. Mode is fan direction, so when you turn it or when you push it in, it's going to change the fan direction. You can see that. And then that's fan speed. Defrost cuts the system off. Recirculate and AC. And sync allows you to make the temperature the same on both sides. So I can press sync and it will sync them together. Auto makes it work like the central air in your house. When you hit auto, it's going to adjust the temperature of the cabin automatically. Then you've got your multi-directional keypad on the right side of the steering wheel, and that is what's going to control what pops up in that screen right there. So I can press that pages icon, and then I'm going to push this to the right and to the left, and so that's your compass, that is your radio, tire pressure, no messages, and settings. I'm going to press the middle button, and that's going to change all your different settings for drive info, and this is how you're going to basically customize all of these things. You can set it to warn you before you reach a certain speed. So that's setup or settings, digital speedometer and miles to empty, and then you have your steering wheel audio controls and Bluetooth all right here on the left side, and voice commands. You got your turn signals here and your headlights, and so when you put it on auto, they'll automatically cut on at night. DRL off is all the lights off. When it's in auto, you'll have your daytime running LED running lights there, parking lights, headlights on manually, fog lights, and then you've got a three blink clicker. Notice I did not fully engage it, I just tapped it up. So that makes it so that you can change lanes and not fully engage it. Intermittent wipers, you can see there at the top it says mist, off, intermittent, and low. When you press it up once, it's going to mist. So it's just going to wipe once. And then the default position is off. That's intermittent, and this controls the intermittent speed, this ring on the inside, and then low and high. And then to wash your windshield, you just pull that toward you. Storage here. Nice deep storage, and there is a power point inside of that box there. And the transmission is a 6-speed sequential shift transmission, so there's drive, and at any speed you can shift this over, and you can see you've got a big 4 right there. You can gear down. I'm pulling it toward me right now, and that brings us down to 1, and then I can push up, and like I said, it's got a 6-speed, and that's called sequential shifting. You can shift it manually without a clutch. Your air vents are here. These are pretty cool. I can close those completely and then up and down and turn them any which way I want to. That's pretty nifty. Then here's your glove box. You've got nice storage here with your books there. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a wires for Apple products. So you've got a dual USB charger, Apple wires and cables and lightning cable and micro USB and all that. Isn't that neat? Toyota accessories kit. That's not going to come with all of them. That's just a accessory. Then you've got a cool GoPro mount. How about that? So you're going to want to be putting your GoPro there. That's what that's for. Traction control off here, mounted up high by the map light, locking differential, rear differential off and on, and then your map lights there. Inset compass in your mirror, all right there. And then this, where you see the little house icon, that is home link. So you see 3 little houses, home link, and then that power button right there that actually cuts off the auto dimming mirror feature. Okay, everybody, that about wraps up the 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. I like this truck. I would love to know what you think about this truck and what Toyota has basically done to make it an off-road beast. And please leave your comments in the comments section below. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe and thumb up and share and all those wonderful things. I would really appreciate your subscription. That would allow me to keep content like this coming to you on a regular basis. Thank you so much again for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day.